What is going on, guys? Welcome to the GWK show. I hope you guys are having a great day. We talk about crypto and we keep things short and concise. We do have a new David Schwartz update ever since we had David stepping down as CTO and becoming now a member of the Ripple board, which is a even higher position than Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO himself, right? So David Schwartz has not gone anywhere. He is still with Ripple. In fact, now even closer. And guys, with the recent moves by Ripple, we have Evernorth, G Treasury, Hidden Road, Rail, SBI Holdings. Guys, it is extremely obvious that XRP is a massive investment, and all we need is patience, right? We gospel on this channel that the entire market is rigged, it is manipulated, and guys, the only way we can win is by buying the dips and by holding, and you guys can do so with our sponsor crypto exchange Bunex. Link is in the description below. Now, we do have the entire ecosystem over here for Ripple. We do have not the entire, but the recent big ones. We have the real world use cases beginning to unfold as a Ripple effect takes place. We can see G Treasury. We have Ripple acquire G Treasury with 40 plus years of expertise as the global leader in treasury management systems. Ripple's bringing DLT innovations to corporate treasury with this acquisition. We have over 10,000 entities now using XRP with G Treasury. We also have the recent partnership with African banking giant Absa. We have Ripple taking over Africa as well, tokenizing their resources on top of the XRP ledger, giving XRP even more value. We have Absa as a big five bank in South Africa, and they have selected Ripple as their digital asset custody partner through Ripple's digital asset custody services for RWAs and crypto assets. There we go, guys. We have Africa using XRP and Ripple holding their XRP and their digital assets. Next up is SBI. We do have the RLUSD mass adoption beginning in Q1 of 2026. And keep in mind, guys, we have SBI CEO talking about a $10 XRP in 2025. And guys, with around 60 days left in 2025, will we see that $10 XRP? We see it happening in November. Last year in November, we saw a 6x happening to XRP. Could we see the exact same thing? And we do have SBI Holdings signing an MOU with Ripple to bring RLUSD to Japan with the distribution plan in Q1 2026. And we also have Valor, Tripper Cash, and Yellow Card also expanding RLUSD to African markets. Again, guys, Ripple taking over Africa. And we have BBVA as well, pioneering innovation. BBVA formerly partnered with Ripple in 2024 for digital asset trading platform. And now we have BBVA's rolling out support for crypto services and using Ripple custody as their solution. We have also DBS and Franklin Templeton. We have a financial giant collaboration. Franklin Templeton is bringing their Benji to XRP ledger, and DBS will also list SG Benji onto DBS digital exchange. The F. Franklinton fund on DBS will be tradable with RLUSD, right? So we do have XRP being listed on Franklin Templeton and DBS, right? Eventually we will see XRP ETFs possibly happening this week. And we have, lastly, one of the bigger ones. We have Securitize with BlackRock and VanEck, institutional tokenization. We have Securitize enabling both BlackRock's Build and VanEck's VBill tokenized funds to support smart contract functionality with RLUSD for 24/7 regulated stablecoin on and off ramps. We have BlackRock, VanEck, Securitize using XRP and the XRP ledger. So guys, XRP is a very a very obvious investment, and if you guys don't think so, then you guys are probably just a hater. Now, with all this going on, we do have the latest update from David Schwartz, right? We do have the return of David Schwartz, making a big update, and that is XRP community. I promised I'll have an update on my next adventure soon, right? Well, here's the start. I'll be a strategic advisor to Evernorth XRP, held by my friend we have Ashish Birla, a previous Ripple member. So guys, Evernorth XRP, one of the largest public XRP treasury company. David Schwartz is affiliated with Evernorth. And guys, these guys are buying up the XRP supply, causing an XRP supply shock, increasing the price of XRP, right? So all big stuff. Evernorth was founded as a regulated, scalable investment vehicle to tap into opportunities for XRP in DeFi and capital markets, extending the entire XRP ecosystem. I'm excited to get started, right? So again, as we said, David Schwartz is even more closer to Ripple and XRP. And guys, this partnership was hinted at by David Schwartz from a very long time ago, all the way back in 2022. We have David Schwartz with the astronaut helmets, right? So with this partnership, we see XRP going to the moon. And we also have this as well. David Schwartz wearing the exact same shirt, and we have Prime Meridian. And guess what we have over here, guys? We can see we do have Evernorth Capital has a new Meridian. Again, David Schwartz shirt, Meridian. Guys, these are insane connections. And we also have David Schwartz arriving in Antarctica in the South Pole, right? We have Antarctica as the 1% hidden layer. And so we have David Schwartz as a member of the 1%. And guys, this one is a massive connection as well. We have Evernorth CFO Matthew Fremier spending almost 20 years at Bank of America, where he managed over $8 billion, and also serving on the board of directors for more than 15 companies, and also the chairman of the Chicago Stock Exchange. Guys, we have a very extensive resume behind Evernorth. And guys, in order for a company to succeed, we need a great team, right? A competent team. And guys, this is more confirmation that Ripple and Evernorth have that, right? Brad Garlinghouse, David Schwartz, Chris Larson, all members of the 1%, Arthur Brito as well. And lastly, we have from the digital asset investor, we have Dom Kwok, Phil Kwok, and Paul Barron explaining the Ripple plan, explaining, right, the entire ecosystem. Let's take a look at this video.
Hit it, Dom.
Yeah, I mean, I think, at a high level, I think, Ripple really wants to have, the XRP ledger and sort of, its tentacles really on the whole financial infrastructure that powers the world. So obviously, Hidden Road on the brokerage side, G Treasury just now on the treasury side, Rail as well on the stablecoin side. And I think, once you start to see all of those different pieces come together, that's really where you're going to start to see sort of, the power of what they've been building over the last many years. So I think that's really the goal, it's to make sure that no matter which bit of the financial infrastructure someone is interfacing with, they are ultimately, indirectly, even if they don't know it, touching, an aspect of Ripple's tech. And I think, you see that as well with many of the other companies that have really sort of, taken off in the tech space. A great example is Facebook, which is now obviously called Meta. They bought Instagram, then they bought WhatsApp, and then they bought, all these other different companies. And
that is how Ripple is taking over the crypto DeFi space, just like Meta buying all of the important companies.
When you're interacting with Facebook and you think of Meta, many people don't know that, there are actually a whole host of other companies underneath them, like WhatsApp and Instagram. And, these are standalone companies that were then rolled up and actually became much more valuable once they all came together. So I think that's really sort of the high level structure of what's happening. And ultimately, there's a ton more that maybe Phil wants to touch on as well.
Do you think, Phil, that this plays into a long-term strategy, or do you feel like these are just opportunities that are coming across Ripple's desk and they're like saying, hey, we cannot not buy this company?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I don't want to say anything that's not, public yet, but I think if you, from the outside, if you look at Ripple's approach, it's always been different to the traditional sort of, well, I'd say traditional, but the prevailing cypherpunk sort of approach. If you look at the different strands that crypto really started off from, there was Bitcoin, right? Which I
Yep.
say is more on the cypherpunk tradition. The first post that Jed McCaleb made on Bitcoin Talk was about XRP, or as a better alternative to Bitcoin, right? It was just his idea. And then the whole ethos behind Ripple and where it came from was, look, we need to build on what's come before, right? We're not going to build this all just from nothing. We got to work with the existing financial system. And if you see what Chris Larson talks about as well, he always talks about how there has never been a big technological shift which hasn't built on what's come before. And I think that what you see happening with Ripple is really in that ethos. It's in the
Right.
ethos that, look, we're going to build on what's happened before. We're going to work together with institutions. And Ripple has been executing that playbook over the past decade. It's been
Yeah.
to work with banks rather than to actually try and say, look, we're going to completely put banks aside. We're going to put them out of business, which has been more what
Right, ever since 2014, if not even earlier.
other parts of DeFi have done, right? It's going to be like, we'll kill JP Morgan, whereas Ripple has more been, look, we're going to work together with banking institutions. We're going to work together with all these different financial institutions. And so I think that what you're starting to see right now, and what we can, talk to publicly, is we are seeing that there's more of what you're seeing is just this strategy really coming into the fore. And you're starting to see Ripple make big moves to actually capture that and cement what's been building over the past decade.
That is it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.